There's two key areas that we expect to emerge from the report. The one is the growth trend for 2008, which we expect to reach 10%, which will be the first time since about 2002, 2003 that it's been that high. Ever since then, growth has been very flat, and now we're starting to see accelerating growth, and we expect the report to confirm that. The other really important trend is the expectation for next year. The expectation with the new undersea cable that's coming into operation in the middle of 2009 is that it will transform internet access, availability, affordability, etc. in South Africa. And along with, hopefully, the availability of licenses to exploit that bandwidth, we expect 2009 to be the beginning of the new internet in South Africa. We're going to have to wait to release the statistics. We're still in the middle of researching it. We're still in the middle of interviewing all the ISPs in South Africa, and we expect some very interesting numbers to emerge from that. Probably about 10% growth in the internet user base in South Africa, but we'll only confirm that mid to late November. One thing that we can almost be guaranteed of is that all won't go well in terms of the rollout of all the new internet access services, the new licenses, new undersea cables that are supposed to be ready by 2010. We do know that the CCOM cable that Neotel has commissioned will be in operation by then, but we also can probably be guaranteed that the Infraco cable that the government is commissioning is not going to be in operation by then. We've been falling back steadily globally and in Africa. In fact, we're now around the third most connected country in Africa, after being the most connected country by far for well over a decade. Suddenly we're behind the likes of Egypt and Nigeria, and that's entirely down to the regulatory environment, which is preventing competition, preventing the rollout of alternative services. The result of that is that we're actually becoming less and less competitive every year. In my presentations, I enjoy showing a map of the telegraph cable systems circling the world about 110 years ago. And when you compare that to the internet connectivity map of the world today, you find that we've actually fallen back relative to where we were in 1898 compared to the rest of the world. And that will start changing from the middle of next year. But it really highlights the limited nature of internet rollout and availability and the regulatory framework that holds back everything in South Africa. Networkers is in effect a knowledge sharing event where engineers and business leaders alike can come together. They can share their mutual concerns about each other, but also they can look at better ways of collaboration between the technical side and the business side of the business environment and the enterprise environment. When you're a man with a hammer, everything looks like a nail, and because we research the internet so intensively, we look at collaboration from the perspective of the internet, and we see the growth in usage of the internet and the growth in people's experience of using the internet as a major driving force for collaboration between enterprise workers as well as the small entrepreneur. The internet makes collaboration possible in ways that were never imagined in the past.